Hello, Guillaume Cloutier of Delfland Farm here. I am part of the third generation of the business and now a new co-proprietor of the business. We are mostly into dry shallot farming since we have the facilities for drying, packaging, and distribution on site. We generate around 350 metric tons of residues a year. So the idea came up to compost so we can return all this organic waste to the earth. So this is why we decided to go with Brome Compost here to install a composter. It's rather simple. We take shallot waste and mix it with wood chips and other material and mix and cut it up so the mix is homogeneous. Then we introduce the material into the composter that turns automatically around once an hour, and the compost comes out the other end naturally by itself. A pretty intense biological process occurs in the cylinder where the compost temperatures rise quite a bit. Compost ends up in the dome here. It passes around 8 days in the composter. In the around 1 or 2 months of curing in piles before then spreading it in our fields. We try and do what we can, since in agriculture we have the possibility of helping to reduce our greenhouse gases. And the addition of a composter here on the farm is part of the vision that we as a business have. So we add it to our soil to increase its fertility and increase the amount of organic matter in our soils and increase the biology in our soils. So it's really quite interesting for us. What is interesting too is that it is still relatively rich in carbon and has a large impact on our greenhouse gas footprint, since it allows us to not send our plant waste to landfill or create huge piles that tend to generate methane, that is more damaging for the environment. It allows us to close the loop. Certainly, in agriculture here in Quebec, we have access to the Prima Vert program. It gives us a hand for implementing the system, since it is good for the environment.
Hi, I'm Paul LaRouche. I'm the owner of Brome Compost. We're a company that installed a composting system on site. We've been working with the Delfland company here, Guillaume, more specifically for the last year and a half or 2 years. They're a big farmer, so they generate a lot of waste, and they wanted to, instead of get rid of it, give it some value. So by transforming it, composting it, they're giving back life to the soil, and they are feeding their soil for a long-term use of those soils. Because we tend to take all we can from the soils without getting anything back. So this was mainly the trigger or the interest of Delfland. So we help from right at the beginning, from planning, evaluating the sizing of the equipment, the different equipment needed, and the installation. And now we're working with them to help optimize the process and make sure that we have a high quality compost.